Hello everyone. Now you will hear a brief retelling of the movie The Predator. Enjoy the movie. A dramatic laser battle is taking place between two spaceships in deep space when one of the ships unexpectedly opens a wormhole and passes through it to escape its adversary. As the spaceship approaches Earth, it destroys a satellite in the process. The alien, who belongs to the Predator race, escapes in an escape pod just as the spacecraft starts to plummet, giving the impression that it is destroyed. Meanwhile, sharpshooter Quinn McKenna is trying to apprehend several cartel members in a Mexican jungle. Quinn is sent rolling away as the Predator spacecraft eventually crashes, right after he fires his first shot. A few seconds later, he wakes up and explores the crash scene, finding pieces of the Predator's armor. Teammate Dupree surprises Quinn out of the blue by lending him a bag so he may remove the armor. As Quinn is attempting to put on the arm brace, they notice the lifeless body of a fellow colleague dangling upside down from a tree branch and hear a disturbance in the treetops. The Predator then makes an appearance, and the troops attempt to hit it, but it moves too quickly and employs cloaking to prevent the gunfire from hitting it. When Quinn gets closer, the arm brace activates and discharges something that knocks out the alien and splits the dangling body in two. The Predator fires again, killing Dupree. Quinn gathers his stuff and heads out as the Predator becomes apparent once again due to the blood that is falling. Quinn catches a little ball that the brace releases as he exits. A special crew under Traeger's command soon shows there to remove the Predator and whatever that may be salvaged after the accident. Traeger seems to be familiar with this extraterrestrial race based on his instructions. Quinn shows up in a nearby town early in the morning and demands that everyone vacate a pub by brandishing his gun. He then gives the bartender money to ship his suitcase to his son's residence. Quinn eats the little ball with a drink after he retains it and learns that it can turn him invisible. Rory, Quinn's son, is seeing several boys play chess in a classroom in the meanwhile. Because of his autism, his peers frequently ignore or make fun of him. When the fire alarm in the hallway is triggered by two older guys, everyone panics, and Rory experiences sensory overload and retreats in terror. Before leaving the classroom, the two lads make fun of Rory and knock over all the chess pieces. When the fire alarm goes off, Rory finds the parts that have fallen and uses his incredible memory to place them precisely where they belong. The mailman delivers Quinn's package to Rory later at home. Three special agents approach Dr. Casey at a park and demand that she accompany them. They don't give a reason until they are in the car. They inform her that they have previously made previous visits to Earth and that the frequency of those visits has been rising as they show her pictures of the Predator and the crashed escape pod. Rory's mother Emily provides several masks for him to go trick-or-treating in the evening, but he won't go since he knows the evil lads will still identify him. After that, Rory heads to the basement, where he opens the package and discovers the Predator's equipment, which interests him right away. It suddenly activates as he examines the arm brace, and Rory begins to use it as a computer. Quinn has since been discovered and is being examined psychologically while Traeger observes. Quinn senses that they wish to keep everything private. After that, he is put on a bus with other inmates who act strangely. Quinn claims he's being quiet because he saw an extraterrestrial, but they don't believe him and constantly mock him. Casey comes and greets Traeger and his scientific team as the bus departs. She's shocked to learn that they have a variety of extraterrestrial artifacts and, most significantly, a drug predator. Casey is given permission to examine the creature more closely following the decontamination process. According to Traeger, the reason the race is called predators is because they appear to like hunting, and new research indicates that the sleeping one's body has traces of human DNA. Casey reads over the files and insists on speaking with Quinn because they want to find out whether someone on Earth did something bad with an extraterrestrial. The bus soon receives a message telling it to turn around. The other spacecraft from the first chase opens a wormhole at that very time, reaching Earth's skies along with two extraterrestrial hounds and a predator that is currently interpreting the signal from Rory's brace. Two fighter planes are sent after the spaceship by the Army once it is detected, but they are unable to keep up with the extraterrestrial technology. At the facility, the predator awakens abruptly. Despite the scientists' best efforts, it is too powerful and escapes too easily to begin murdering without hesitation. Casey takes a tranquilizer pistol from a dead guard, takes an alien sample, and flees the area as mayhem breaks out. Casey had to take a shower since the security system won't let him inside the entrance without first going through decontamination. As it leaves, the Predator notices that Casey is in the shower and chooses to go after realizing that its armor is lacking the arm brace and helmet. The Predator ignores her since she doesn't appear to be a danger, and because of her, the door is open, and he heads outside to the corridor to get a helmet that the scientists stole from other aliens. The monster can locate Rory and see where its helmet is by turning it on. The Predator murders every soldier who attempts to stop the alien from fleeing, and when a scientist warns Casey not to let it escape, the alarm goes out across the whole facility. When the vehicle stops and the troops witness the Predator leaping from the roof, they begin to believe Quinn and devise an escape strategy. To force the guards to enter, the gang creates a fight. Afterwards, they cooperate to bring down the soldiers, seize their guns, and eject them off the bus. When the Predator notices the second spaceship flying by with the two jets, he starts going after Casey and the bus. In an attempt to kill the alien, Casey leaps from the roof and falls on the bus. However, she unintentionally shoots her own foot. Quinn then tries to shoot as well, but the Predator stops the bus by destroying a tire. The two jets continue to attempt to bring down the spaceship as the guys search for a replacement vehicle, but it vanishes instantly and quickly destroys both of the jets. A few guards almost kill Casey, but the boys find bikes and save her in the nick of time so they can make their getaway. As the truck drives away from the facility, the Predator gets inside the rear and murders the troops inside. The second alien eventually lands nearby and dispatches its hounds to find its adversary. The troops wait for Casey to wake up while hiding in a hotel room. When she does, Quinn swiftly stops her and tells her they're on her side and that Traeger's guys were the ones who tried to murder her for taking the sample. The woman believes she's in danger at this point and gets a shotgun. When Casey agrees to collaborate with them and shares her knowledge with them, Quinn realizes the Predator is pursuing Rory in an attempt to recover its equipment. Rory, in the meantime, notices the helmet is on and puts it on. He watches a video clip where they explain why they found human DNA in the facility. The Predators use the DNA of other animals to enhance themselves. Satisfied with the outcome, Rory chooses to wear the arm brace and helmet as a costume for trick-or-treating. When the troops go home, Rory has already left. Quinn tells Emily what has happened, and she gives him a gun so he may go save their kid. The other troops are first reluctant to risk themselves again, but when Emily demonstrates Quinn's skill, one by one they decide to join the quest. To cover more land, they decide to divide into pairs. Returning to Rory, the prankster pair unhappily spot him and start making fun of him right once. Rory knocks on a house in an attempt to ignore them, but he is met with no answer. The owner then shows up on the balcony and starts making fun of Rory while hurling objects at him. When the helmet is activated, a blast is fired, killing the guy, blowing up his house, and forcing the other children to flee. Quinn and Casey travel in that way after seeing the blast. Dropping the helmet in fear, Rory flees to a baseball field where he encounters a dog and befriends it right away. The alien hounds appear at that precise time, but Quinn gets there first and uses the automobile to force them away before they can strike. As soon as the rest of the group shows up, the males start shooting as Casey drags Rory away. A hound chases Quinn, but he escapes and, after some running, blows up the creature by putting some explosives in its mouth while the other is shot to death. After Casey has taken a few samples, the party is forced to drop their guns when a predator suddenly appears and captures Nettles, threatening to murder him. They follow orders, but before the predator can react, Quinn snatches his gun once again and fires at him, forcing him to release Nettles. After that, just as the alien blows out the front door, everyone flees inside Rory's school to hide. Quinn removes the mini-computer from Rory's brace after determining what the predator wants. When the predator discovers them, he catches Quinn by the neck and forces him to return the gadget. Quinn is dropped by the extraterrestrial and falls out the window before the beast can respond. It turns out that the other predator has dragged it out. The aliens engage in combat as the humans depart, with the larger predator easily defeating the smaller one by bashing it into a vehicle and ripping off its head and spine. The predator checks the IDs of the individuals on the gadget as the cops draw near, then he turns invisible to flee. After that, Emily burns her phone to prevent federal officials from reaching her husband when Quinn calls to see how she's doing. Traeger discovers that the larger predator was pursuing this one in search of whatever he had stolen when he and his companions discover the predator's body in the meantime. He wants this seemingly vital item, and he knows he needs to find Rory in order to find the ship. Returning to the gang, they find themselves hidden in a barn. Casey verifies that the predators are improving themselves by examining the sample. They realize the other hound has followed them after surviving the bombs when they hear some noises. Nettles forbids them from shooting it because it is acting like a dog and could be beneficial. Casey tosses something for the hound to chase and conceal while she attempts to speak with it. Traeger comes in a helicopter at that same moment. Traeger asks Quinn and Casey where the arm brace is, and the others in the gang go into hiding as well. Quinn is struck by the agents as Traeger questions Casey since they won't respond. He tells us that predators are accumulating the best DNA before humans go extinct because they realize we are wrecking the world and don't have much time left. The predator enters Emily's home while the agents are searching the area for the alien equipment. After hiding for a time as the alien quickly eliminates every agent, Emily looks at Rory's desk and finds a map showing where the ship is located. Rory is presently drawing the identical map, and the agent keeping an eye on him notices fast and informs Traeger. Traeger immediately whisks Rory off in the helicopter, leaving a few of guys to finish down the pair. With his amazing talents, Quinn dispatches two of them with ease, and just as the third one is ready to murder Casey, the dog appears and throws out a grenade. Casey utilizes the diversion to strike the man with a chair before making a break for it before the explosive explodes. Quinn witnesses Nebraska thrashing the final guard as he is leaving. After they get back together with Casey, they start to worry about how they're going to get away. Just then, the hound pursues them on the ground as the rest of the squad arrives in a helicopter. Everyone soon reaches the location of the second ship. After forcing Rory to open the door, Traeger leads his men inside and gives the order to seize everything. Quinn had been following the agents by utilizing the cloaking device from the ball, as it is suddenly revealed when one of the agents is pushed away. Quinn grabs Trigger and takes him outside after eliminating or damaging every guard. Meanwhile, the other members of the organization are eliminating a few agents in order to surround the location. Quinn's friend is suddenly assaulted by the Predator, but he shoots a flare before he dies. A shootout breaks out between Trigger's men and Quinn's after Trigger hits Quinn and flees due to the distraction. While the Predator leaps in and kills most of Trigger's troops, Quinn hides with Rory and gives him the cloaking device, causing a nearby vehicle to spin and explode. After that, it goes inside the ship and, before it starts translating, blasts a message through the speakers that hurts everyone's ears. The alien says that it came to destroy the spacecraft so that no one could own it. It also claims that McKenna is its prize since he is the group's strongest warrior. In order to terminate the communication, the Predator sets a countdown to destroy the spacecraft. Quinn and Trigger decide to put their disagreements aside in order to collaborate. Before heading off, Trigger tries to collect a few extraterrestrial objects, but the dog catches him right away. Just before the ship explodes, the Predator departs from it and both groups take cover in the jungle. Shortly after, an unexplained noise is heard by the humans, and a moment later, a Predator weapon flies in and cuts an agent in the arm. Since Trigger now views the man as useless, he shoots him, and the Predator takes the body to eat. As they open fire and two of Quinn's buddies choose to play bait, the team start to back off. The Predator is drawn to the ruckus and leaps in to start killing people while everyone tries in vain to shoot it. It blows Trigger's skull off when he tries to kill it with its own weapon. Before the two companions can drive the Predator down the hill, it injures them when it eventually catches fire, although it doesn't seem to mind. The two kill one another to escape the agony since they can't withstand this because of their serious wounds. The Predator reappears soon after, pushing Casey and Quinn aside to pull Rory, the genuine McKenna he has been pleading for, along as he is the next in line for transformation. The youngster drops the small ball as the extraterrestrial whisks him away in his ship. As the spaceship lifts flight, Quinn, Nebraska, and Nettles leap on top of it, pushing Casey away before she can do the same. Rory quickly avoids it when he sees the Predator turning on the force field inside and alerts his father over the radio. But Nebraska is left out of it, and Nettles falls to his death after losing his legs. Nebraska then chooses to self-delete into the ship's turbine in order to initiate its descent. Quinn sneaks inside under the cover of the force field, but he can only fire the Predator a few times before the ship begins to tremble and he slides away, barely making it out alive thanks to his leg being caught on a rope. When the spacecraft eventually crashes, Quinn is attacked by the Predator, who is too powerful for the human to defeat. It becomes clear that Casey is utilizing the cloaking device as the Predator approaches him, and he leaps on it from behind to shoot it in the head. Quinn throws the alien down the edge when she falls, and as Rory triggers the force field, the creature loses its arm. Casey grabs the arm and tosses it towards Quinn, who fires back, taking out the Predator with a couple of bullets to the skull. Quinn then gathers a few mementos from his slain friends, and he and Rory pay tribute to the soldiers. A little later, Quinn uses Rory's expertise to get access to a new government facility that is getting ready to battle aliens in the future. After much searching, they were able to locate the enigmatic object that the Predator had taken and was pursuing. It turned out to be a formidable set of armor known as the Predator Killer, according to Rory. It appears that the reason the extraterrestrials sent it to Earth was so that humanity might battle its own race. The armor envelopes the scientist, seeming as though it could burst into flames, but it quickly shuts off and returns to its usual state. Then Quinn says, "This is my new suit.